Okay everyone, it's about almost 7:30 in the morning on Friday morning at the airport. Getting ready to get out of my car. Hopefully I can remember where I parked. Off to Las Vegas, Nevada. Plane flight leaves at 9, so I should get to Vegas at around a little after 10. And from there I'm gonna check into the hotel and get things rolling. Just got to my room in Vegas. I'm staying at the Bally's. And do I want to go play some poker now? Do I want to wait? Don't quite know yet, but I've got a lovely view. So, view is wonderful. Hey, I'm just happy to be in Vegas. You know, I kind of was thinking about playing in a poker tournament. You know, no more than about $100, but it kind of seems like that's a waste of money. You can make a lot more at the cash tables. Well, let's go do it. Just left the Planet Hollywood in for 300, out 476. Profit of 176 by my books. Gonna head back to the hotel room, relax for a little bit, maybe eat an early dinner, and maybe head to the Caesars or the MGM tonight. So I'm gonna play it by ear, whatever I'm in the mood for. It's sprinkling out in Vegas. All right, back at the hotel room. Gonna relax for a little bit. Just finished the Planet Hollywood. It was a pretty good session. It was pretty decent. I have a few hands I want to go over, so why don't we get right into it? The first hand I want to go over, I had Queen Jack of Diamonds. I'm under the gun +1, and I bet $10. The button calls, the small blind calls, and the big blind calls. So we're 4 ways to a flop, which comes Jack 10 6 with 2 spades. It checks to me. I bet $20, and the small blind is the only one that calls. So we're heads up to the turn, which is another Jack. The small blind leads out for $45. So it's pretty likely that he's got a Jack. He might be protecting a flush draw. My guess is though that he's got a Jack. I've got Queen Jack, so it's an okay Jack, but I went ahead and kind of sort of semi-bluffed. I raised to $135. He goes in the tank for a while and eventually folds, and I pick it up. Okay, a little while later, I look down in the cutoff position at pocket tens. The same player that I was heads up against in the last hand let out for $10, and the person to his left raised it to $21. I called for $21, and that initial raiser called the $21 as well. So we're 3 ways to a flop, which comes Queen 10 3 with 2 diamonds. So I've got a middle set, and it checks to me. I bet $30, and the person to the left of the player that I was playing against in the previous hand calls. The turn is another queen. He checks. I bet $60, and he goes in the tank for a little bit as well, and he ends up folding, so I take that down. Another nice sizable pot. Okay, so the last hand of this session that I want to go over, which is definitely not the last hand of the evening. I will be playing much more poker this evening and tomorrow. But the last one of this session, I looked down at pocket aces. Yay! I finally get pocket aces. The middle position player bets $11. I decide to raise to $33. The big blind calls and the middle position player calls. We are 3 ways to a flop, which comes 9, queen, 3 with 2 spades. So I've got the overpair and a backdoor nut flush draw. It checks to me. I bet $50. And the other 2 players think for a little bit, both fold. I pick up a nice sizable pot. I could have bet a little bit less, but I thought it was the right sizing. And maybe I could have bet $40. I don't know that they would have called with that anyways, because it was very likely that they didn't even have a queen. But I take it down, another great pot. Okay, more to come. Back to the grind. Alright, just finished the Bally's. Played for about 2.5 hours. Wasn't quite feeling it. Bought in for 300, left with 207. So I had a down session. Going the wrong way. Trying to find Caesars. I'm headed over to Caesars. It's about 8:30 at night. Hopefully my luck's a little bit better over there. Alright, there's really only one hand to report at Bally's. I was on the button and looked down at Ace King. There were 2 middle position limpers. I raised it to 12. Both of them called. Flop came Ace 10-4, 2 spades. I didn't have any spade. I bet 24. Got 1 caller. And those sirens. The turn was the king of spades, so that completed the flush. Pretty worried. The cutoff player led into me for 35. I thought about it for a while. Dang. Man decided to fold. He flashed over Ace 5, so he bluffed me out of that one. That one was a bad one. Outside of that, I'm ready to get back into it. Got done with Caesars, played for about 3.5 hours, bought in for 300 and cashed out for 324, won 1 big pot. After that, I just got a little bit too tired. After I won that big pot, I stayed for about 30 more minutes or so. But in that pot, it was, I had pocket 3s, and the flop came deuce, queen, 3. There were 6 people in the hand, and I was on the button. And so everyone limped in. They checked to me. I let out maybe like $10 or $10. I got 1 caller to my right in the cutoff. The river, I can't remember what it was. I bet $20. The cutoff raised to 50. I called because there was a potential straight on the board where he could have had a higher set. And he turns over pocket 2s. So I win set over set. Trip 3s versus trip 2s. So that was a pretty decent sized pot. Now it's back to the Bally's. Gonna get some rest and start the grind all over tomorrow. Let's do it. Alright, day number 2 on the grind in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today I'm going to take the monorail over to MGM, play a few hours, maybe eat some lunch over there, come back, relax, back to the Bally's, maybe head to the pool. Didn't get much sleep last night. Time zone change is kind of affecting me a little bit. Was up pretty early this morning, but that's alright. Gonna grind it out. Have a good day. Just wrapping up a session at the MGM. Pretty good session. Bought in for $300 and cashed out for $853. So that's a profit of $553 on my books. Started off really good. First hand of the day was Ace King, doubled up. Second hand of the day was Ace King. I did not double up, but there were somebody had pre-flop raised to $20. Then we had another caller. I called, and then I believe somebody on the button raised $80. I called. His heads up to a flop. It was too wet. He bet out 115. I folded. My third hand of the day was Ace Jack. Ended up folding that one. Fifth hand of the day was King Queen. And I flopped a set of queens. Won about $150 there. Overall, it was a pretty good session. Now I'm going back to Bally's. Going to relax a little bit, maybe watch some golf, go to the pool, and then maybe take a nap. I'm pretty tired. And then thinking about going to Bellagio for possibly some 2-5 this evening. Okay. Okay, I'm headed over to the Bellagio. Really having second thoughts about playing 2-5. You know, not really practicing sound bankroll management skills. But I might give it a try. Saw on Bravo Poker there's a really long wait list for 2-5. So I might hop into a 1-3 if there's available. And then wait on a 2-5, see how I'm doing. Okay, I sat at the 2-5 table at the Bellagio. Didn't stay for very long. You know, again, getting back to the bankroll management deal. Ended up winning. Bought in for $500. Cashed out for $512. So a whopping $12 profit. I'll take it. I'm gonna head to Caesars and do some 1-2 action. Okay, just wrapped it up at Caesars. I think I'm going to be done for the night. I'm pretty tired. At Caesars, I bought in for $300 and cashed out for $550. So that's a $250 profit. There are a couple hands I want to go over. I had one big hand, and that I pretty much just over doubled up immediately. Almost as soon as I got there, it sat down. I'm under the gun, and I look down at pocket tens. I raise it to $8, and the under the gun +1 calls, a middle position calls, and the cutoff calls, and the big blind calls. So we're 5 ways to a flop. And the flop is ace, jack, 10. So I hit bottom set. There are 2 hearts. I bet $25. It folds to the cutoff, who calls. And the big blind goes all in for a total of $105. So it's very likely that he's got the nuts. I've got a bottom set. It's, you know, I've got plenty of outs to hit a boat or quads. I end up calling, and the cutoff raises all in and puts me another $59 in. I went ahead and called. The turn was a 9, and the river was a 9. So I make a boat. The small blind turns over ace 10 for a 2 pair. The cutoff turns over king queen for the flop nut straight. And I've got the boat. I take it down. Overall though, this trip has been very successful. According to my numbers, I made just over $900 on the trip, playing 1-2 and 2-5 Hold'em. It's a great trip. I played many sessions. I had 6 sessions and won 5 of them, according to my numbers. I can't wait to start editing this video. It's probably going to be a long one. And then it's off to Louisiana, probably in the month of September. So be on the lookout for that video. Thanks for watching.